Welcome back, friends of the channel. Yeah, it's still cold. She's chooching. Choo choo. So where are we now, Piper Doug? If you'll look closely, you'll see the scrub piles. Yes, that's the max bench. So we're in the hay quarter. Why are we out here? Well, I can get out here and get these bales out of here a lot easier than the bales over on the straw stubble, because the snow is, well, you saw it's very deep. Whereas getting around out here, as long as I don't go into these hollow spots where the snow has built up, the big trailer is not bogging down. A couple of the spots Liam kind of left the bales in a low-lying area, so yeah, I had to park away up there, but he was working with what he had. So yeah, this paddock, there was only 2 loads left of the number 1 second cut. Far away paddock has a whole bunch of number 1 second cuts, and then paddock 2 and paddock 3 have a bit of both. So I'm gonna have to make sure I pick the right ones, because I try to keep them separate. I don't want to be giving pre-cabbers number 1 hay, because that can lead to problems. So thank you for clicking on the video. Today is supposed to be the last really cold day. Last night was below -30 again. I don't know what the wind chill was, but we're supposed to be getting the nicer weather, so I'm going to leave the digging of the lumber piles and tin piles from behind the yard. I'm going to leave that for now until it warms up, because my throat's still not good, but feeling miles better. Thank you everybody for the well wishes. Mrs. Piper Doug's got a long way to go. Her back, yeah, it's not a thing you get over quickly. Those who have fairly serious spinal problems know this. You start to feel better, but it's one of those where the aches never truly go away, and then you maybe feel better than you should, and you maybe overdo it a little bit. Isn't that right, Mrs. Piper Doug? Maybe, kind of, sort of. So yeah, we will wait to hear what the doctor says about the x-rays, and then we will let everybody know. Gotta drop all this snow off. I don't want to be carrying that all back to the yard. We'll let her fan club know whether she's going to be bionic Val Gadot with as much metal in her as her husband, or maybe it'll just be something simple like a bulging disc, and they'll just gnaw the side of it off with a chainsaw or something. Anyway, so we're gonna pick away at this. Had to go and meet up with the builder this morning, or lunchtime should I say. They started hanging the man doors, and I thought he did a pretty good job at describing via text how I want the doors to hang versus swinging in or swinging out. And yeah, he managed to get both doors wrong, but lucky enough, the one that was completely finished and shimmed was not as wrong. It still swung. I wanted the north one in the pen that swing outwards, because there's a step down out of the shelter. So that way there's nothing outside for the door to hit on. But the door out onto the concrete by the feed rail, I wanted it to swing inwards, because I knew along the feed rail there'll always be frozen poop and stuff building up there. So you wouldn't be able to get the door open once there was a frozen nugget outside. Well, the door was swinging outwards. So I left message with them to change that door and just leave the north one fine. So, small dramas. So I'm gonna get this loaded up, and we'll get to making the dent in this field, because I don't know, there's 20 bales in every pile. There's 2 stacks there. I don't know, there's 200 or 300 bales still out here, so I'll be busy. First cut from the silage field. Second cut from the silage field. So, try to keep them separate. So that's why they're going over here. Now, the reason I brought you back is I've had questions about... It's hard to do one-handed with this old relic. I've had questions about the Super Beast. And a lot of people won't realize why I just called this tractor the Super Beast. It doesn't look like much. When these tractors came out in the late 70s, because they were a monster in their day, as you can tell by the twin stacks, it's a twin turboed inline 6, 300 plus horsepower tractor in the 70s, which was pretty rare. There wasn't many tractor manufacturers going big. Big butts were doing it. John Deere was sort of starting to enter into the big horsepower. So I had a couple of people make comments like I should fire up one of them if any of them run to pull the trailer. Well, I would also need to have somebody else to run out with a loader tractor, because that way I'd need 2 drivers. Now what the deal is, what am I doing here? Okay, I'll pull back over. What the deal is, the big guy, you can just see the top of his roof right in the middle of the screen there. The one that's got it's got a D6 Caterpillar blade professionally mounted on it. It does run, and that's, most people on the channel will have never seen it move. Problem being is, I drove it off the trailer, I drove it in the yard, I drove it a couple of times, and then quickly realized it had a blown O-ring on the main hydraulic pump. It's an external pump on those tractors on the front of the back transmission. The back differential, not the transmission. Now I tried to switch out the O-ring on it, but I cannot get the cap back on the pump to put the circlip back in, and there's not enough room to put a normal, like a C-clamp or something like that in there to pressure it. So outside of taking the whole pump off and taking away to a shop to get them just to rebuild it, which I'll probably end up doing. So I made a tool to clamp the cap back on, just so it's not open, and I probably could fire it up and move it now. It would hold pressure, but I don't want to go monkeying around with it. So yes, we bought that the year that we took over the farm. That was 21. Quickly followed by about a year, the end of that year, a friend of ours said, I happen to know where there's a second one. So I was very keen to, if it was cheap enough, get it for parts. And so turns out the owner, who was a good friend of our friend, he needed bales. So he was in he was near Whitewood, Saskatchewan. And so he loaded it up, brought it here, and hauled hay bales away. And I never paid a penny for that tractor. We traded bales. He actually still hasn't come for the last load, which is bizarre. So the story on this tractor is, it did work. So what happened was, apparently they roasted the engine, and then because it's quite a big farm that this place is. They have all newer equipment. This is just an old grunt tractor for pulling the harrows and stuff. Anyway, they did the in-house. They did an engine job in frame, rebuilt it, and then the hired guy overhauled the engine. They said it didn't lock up, but it was all kinds of hot, blew the radiator hose, blah blah blah. So they parked it, and as far as I know, that's all. There is a panel on top of the engine right in front of the windshield is missing. But apart from that, it's all there. Now this is on duals, whereas our beast over there is on super singles. So I'm a member of the Alice Chalmers 4-wheel drive club, and I have found out that that is a mid-serial number 8550. The one in the yard that runs is number 11 off of the production line. It's a very early one. They are weird to drive. At some point I will make a video, because the transmission, you have to turn the gear lever to select gears. Like you can go H, but then you turn it to select a different range. It's very bizarre. Anyway, so that's the story behind the Super Beasts. We have 2 of them, and they are mostly complete tractors. It's so funny. Let's see if I can do this clearly. We are about 45-50 minutes from Brandon. Brandon is like 60 kilometers away. Let's see if you can. There. See that plume of vapor? That's the Coke plant on the east side of Brandon. So on the far side of the city of Brandon, on the industrial side, that plume is what we can see from our farm here. Almost an hour's drive away. Flat Earth, people. It's a flat Earth. No, it's not. It's not flat Earth. Just so you know. Goose! How brazen is that? That's about 100 meters. That's a big puppy. And no vaccination stick. That barely even looks up as I move off with the tractor. That is ballsy. They have the confidence of Job. Oh, buddy. He's about 100 feet from me. How is that for courage? And now for my next trick. Don't worry about that. I'm going to turn a bed frame into a seat frame. Yeah. I have a whole stack of these old metal bed frames. Whenever I see them at dumpsters and stuff, I throw them in the back of the truck. Because this small dimension angle iron that's plenty good enough. Like, you're not going to rebuild any machines around the farm, but for like making a backsplash for the bucket was expanded mesh, good enough. And then for making my seat bracket temporary permanent anti-squeak device, this is going to be perfect. So I've done measurements. I have a lower seat box of 12-inch by 15-inch square. Upper seat rail is 17 by 16, so it's a little bit longer because of the tracking. So, and it's 9 inches tall because I just sent the seat up to the highest position possible. So I will make basically a cube, put some laterals in it for strength, drill all the holes, and that should be it. Just like that. Yeah. Yeah, this is the tin for that door in the back of the #1 shelter. It got buried in the snow. This one, I don't know what happened. It looks like some cows get stepping on it or something. A bit messed up, but yeah, we got to get a door made for it, but just never had time. So, yeah, just back from taking Mrs. Piper Doug up to see the doctor, getting x-rays done, getting some medication to help her relax. Woo! And so yeah, now it's still cold, trying to snow. As you can see, the boards are all nice and covered in snow now. Good. And gotta try and get all the chores done. This is your Piper Doug infomercial kindly reminder. Move your bell rings. Move your bell rings before they freeze down. Move your bell rings. Reminder over. What's missing in this picture? Where's my goose? I can't find my goose. Where's it gone? It's still in the yard. It's not that windy, guys. If I'm out here with a head cold, you can come out here and have your food. Yeah, they're obviously not that hungry. Oh my gosh. 1 week into 2025, man oh man. I'm definitely not going to say anything about the news today, but for those of you who know what just happened in Canada today, you can take that with a pinch of salt. I personally believe that said person took a plea deal, stepped down, in agreement that they would not investigate him further, because there's a lot of investigations into shady business dealings. So that's my thoughts on that one, but I'll just put it this way, and I'll say no more on the subject. Yahoo! Yahoo! Wahoo! Anyway, back to normal programming. So yeah, so it's starting to get the loads in off the hay field. So there is that pile, and there's that much more still to come in from first cut, and there's a lot more of this second cut still to go in. So this whole lower bale yard will get filled again. I don't plan on putting anything else up there. Don't know where I'm going to put all the straw just yet, but a lot of it's going to get used for windbreaks around the back side of the cows, and then whatever's left we'll just find somewhere in here, because that's the thing, is like, for anybody who is new to the channel, they wonder why Piper Doug, he still has all these bales still to haul in off the field and workshop, and well, that's the thing is, like today, you know, stuff comes up, family stuff, so I didn't get doing chores until 3 o'clock. So I had all the cows to feed, I had half the pens to feed, now I've got a whole bunch of bedding to do. So yeah, you just kind of pick away at it. And let's face it, Piper Doug is handicapped from the neck up, so there's that too. So we'll just get away at it, pick at it, get it done. Get her done, son. Gosh, it's been forever since I've been in this old dog. I don't know when the last time I bedded was. It's gotta be, well, it'll be last year. I'm trying to think if it was before Christmas. Cheapers, it's close to 2 weeks. Yeah, maybe 2 weeks since I did any bedding. That's craziness, craziness! Old John Deere. Just fired right up. Okay, babies, I'm gonna start throwing straw at you. Okay. This is getting a bit strange. If I was to show you a picture like this, where your entire herd is jammed in behind a wall, none of them came out while the tractor was filling the bale feeders, you would suspect there was a storm blowing, wouldn't you? Yeah? There's no storm blowing. not much of a breath. It's like there's like 7 km/h breeze. But if you were looking at this, you would think there was a 40 click. Look, 3 brand new bales, not touched. They're all standing by this wall. I don't know what they're doing. Is this like one of those Night Shamalan movie things? Shamalamalamadingdong? I don't know. I don't know what's going on. And here we are again at the end of another night. And yes, Piper Doug did not end up back out of the workshop. No excuse. It's conked out. Still getting over this flu, this cold, this whatever it is. I'm miles better, and you'll all be happy to know Mrs. Piper Doug is on the mend. Went to the doctor's, had x-rays done, and yeah, she's not going anywhere. She's not, they're not packing her in. So, on the road to recovery. Thanks for all the well wishes. So yeah, thanks to all the new subscribers. I was being reminded I'm getting awful close to that 1,000, and one of my Christmas presents might be coming to your bookshelf at some point in the near future. Bagpipes, Beef and Bilbo Baggins. I gotta come up with some new shirt logos. Maybe once I get to 1,000 subscribers, I'll do a giveaway and show some new merch. Who knew there was that much to me? Huh? Anyway, another night. And thank you for watching the video. I don't know where the cat went. He was here a second ago. And yeah, watching my show and getting caught up. The building is almost done, so we're going to start working on that. Well, they're supposed to be turning nicer. Tomorrow's supposed to be a lot nicer again, so look forward to some new projects. And we'll get started on that seat bracket, that seat box for the squeaky orange tractor, so look forward to that one. So, we'll see you in the next episode, folks. Thanks for watching. Teddy bye.